All right, let's talk 12-week year, and this is going to be my third 12-week year that I'm going to be implementing, and I'm really excited to come to you today because I have changed some things up big time.
Never up, never down, never like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I would get up again.
I have last quarter's 12-week year. Mine just happened to align with the quarters of the year. You do not have to do it that way. And this quarter's. I just got done making it, just got done printing it. It's freshly printed and stapled together. And I'm really excited to share just some takeaways with you about what I'm doing differently now that I've created my new one that is upcoming. So this one will officially start this upcoming Monday. And first and foremost, I hope that you'll notice this is taking up like half the page, right? And as we go through, I wasted some paper. I probably could have fit these boxes. You don't even have to read what's on there. You can literally just see these two smaller boxes and all of this open space. Now, I hope you'll also notice I only have 2 goals this time. Last quarter, or my last 12-week year, I put 4. Not only that, but I had a lot of stuff. Wow. I remember this one I had to shrink the font just so it would all fit on one page. And if you recall, or if you saw the other video that I put out, I realized that this is too much for me, to the point that I literally ended up doing nothing. Like, I got to the point, I didn't even want to open up my 12-week year because of these big long pages and all of the tasks that were on here. Now, I do want to say, I do not regret putting all of the detail that I put in to this 12-week year. However, some of it wasn't necessary. I took it so far and thought out things in such detail to the point that it was overwhelming. It wasn't actually helpful anymore. It was so thought out and so detailed. And some of it was like hypothetical. Like, if I do this, I will get this. Not, I can do this. I got to a point where I was putting tasks on here that weren't actually things that I had control over accomplishing. So, for example, one of the goals that I have on here is with my business. I am in a health and wellness business. I partner with Body, and I help people with their health and happiness, and I help them every single month. I cannot control, though, how many people join me. I cannot control if people buy extra products each month. I cannot control those things. Now, I did take the time, though, to sit down and to figure out if this amount was purchased, this would be the income that could be made. This could be what could be earned. So I don't regret figuring that out. I don't regret sitting down and really thinking through all of that, because it gave me a really good idea of where I currently am, where I want to go, and it allowed me to set some realistic goals of, this is where I am, so setting a goal like this might be a little bit big. So if we scale it back a little bit, this is actually achievable. So I don't regret that. But I will say having that on here ended up being more overwhelming than it did helpful. So this information, I'm thankful to have it. I still am going to reference it. It's just no longer going to live here on my 12-week year. Some other things is I just put too much. I ultimately put too much on here. And again, I was super detailed, which is very important. I do think thinking through all of that detail did help me. I think that it helped me not only this last 12-week year, I think it helped me in that, but I think it also helped as I was putting together my new 12-week year, because I think it helped me really realize what is necessary to be on here and what's not. Some of the detail that's on here, I was doing every single day anyway and didn't actually need it all listed out. Some of it was also hopeful versus realistic. And I was trying to be optimistic, I think, and I think I was trying to put all the detail on here in the event that it's like, you know what, if I have a really great week, I could get all of these things done. But that just didn't happen. And so when I look back over this 12-week year, I think that I bit off more than I could actually chew. And so realistically, moving into this next 12-week year that I've created, we no longer have full page detailed information, but instead I have realistic tasks, realistic focuses, and then the little nitty-gritty stuff I will actually implement into my daily planner. So this has gone back to truly just being a weekly focus. What do I want to achieve in that week? And then my planner, my daily planner, is going to be where I write down those really, really specific details based on what I feel like doing, because I can't realistically say what I'm going to want to do 10 weeks from now or 11 weeks from now or 12 weeks from now. But if I can sit down and I can look at week 7, I've come up to that date and I'm here and I'm looking through what it is that I wanted to complete based on this 12-week year plan. Again, this is fluid. This can change all the things, but I can look at this and I can think, okay, because for example, one of the goals that I have on here, I want to start writing blog posts in association with the products that I'm creating to put on TPT. Okay, so right here, I just have product blog post. Now, I have it in earlier week, I just opened up to week 7, so this just happens to be week 7. But in an earlier week, in week 1, I wrote out that I wanted to write out a content plan or a product plan of products that I wanted to create each week. So I could go through and I could very specifically state whatever I put in week 7, the type of products that I want to create, I could put that, but that might change. And based on this past 12-week year plan, I wrote out a beautiful plan of what I was going to create each week. It didn't happen. So instead, I would rather hold myself accountable to getting a blog post written. And maybe I have 2 or 3 weeks in a row where I write multiple blog posts that actually are associated with the same products, because maybe I make multiple products in that product line. So product blog post keeps it broad enough that I know what I want to do, but it's open to whatever I actually got accomplished that week. So I'm not feeling badly that I got behind or I'm not sticking with whatever it was supposed to be, but instead I can still fully honor this 12-week year plan or this week 7 plan that I took the time to put together. So I hope that that makes sense. That could be with anything. For example, on here, I also have my personal health journey. So I have the workout program that I'm planning to do at this point and what week I will be on. So again, super, super simple. If I get off track, great, I will note that. But as of right now, if all things go according to plan, I will be in week 2 of this specific workout program. Great, okay? So that is what I have done. I have broken it down, and actually I think I needed to be super detailed for one of these 12-week years in order to see that the super detailed actually wasn't as helpful for me, and backing off a little bit and being a little bit more broad actually seems to be what's going to serve me better. I like to sit down on a weekly basis and plan out my week. So by having my weeks planned, now when I sit down to plan out that week and plan out all the days of that week, I can reference my 12-week year plan, which is the whole point in the first place. I just got a little bit too detailed in it, thinking I could plan out, 12 weeks day by day was just unrealistic. And you only learn by trial and error, right? And so this was my trial and error, and this is how I figured that out. So by doing that, I'm gonna be able to open up to week 1, open up to week 7, pull out my daily planner and see, okay, this is what I had thought I wanted to achieve when I created this 12-week year plan. Again, it's fluid, things can change. Now, this week, how can I make those specific things happen through my daily tasks? And I'm really, really excited for this, and I think it's going to work out so much better. So I do still fully believe in this 12-week year planning system. If you have not seen my first video that I shared all about this and my takeaways from the book, The 12-Week Year Plan, make sure to check that out. I have that linked in the description box below, but otherwise, I am excited to hear how your 12-week year plans are going. Are you implementing them? Are you excited? Did you get some of the same feedback? Like, did you get a little too detailed, or were you too broad and maybe you need to get a little bit more detailed? I would love to know. I also just want to encourage you that if you tried the 12-week year plan and you didn't stick to it, or it didn't work out very well for you, or whatever it might be, I hope that you don't quit on yourself. And I hope you don't quit on this system, because I am just now in my 3rd one, and I've made major changes from the first one that I did to the second one because I got way more detailed. And then now I'm backing off a little bit more. Still detailed enough that I know specifically what needs to be done, but broad enough that it can reflect any changes or fluidity that might happen over the course of the next 12 weeks. So I'm just honoring that and honoring what I'm learning through this system and what works best for me. And I want to encourage you to do the exact same thing, not to beat yourself up if you didn't stick with it, not to beat yourself up if you had something on there and you didn't actually do it, but instead to simply try again. Because that is what this is all about. That's what this journey in life is all about, trying again. If it didn't work the first time, that doesn't mean we quit. That means we go back to the drawing board and we refigure out what went well, what didn't, what can we change, what can we add, what can we take away, and how can we make this work, or how can we try again and feel really good about trying again. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to try again, and I'm excited to try in this system. This may not work this time again. I may come back to you in 3 months from now, 12 weeks from now, and say, well, that didn't work either. Or I might come back and be like, I figured it out. This is what works for me, but that may not work for you. Maybe the super detailed plan works super well for you, or maybe a really, really broad plan works for you. You get to be the person that figures that out. And that is the beauty of this, and what I love about goal planning and just all of the productivity things ever is that we're all different people, so different things work for us, but how fun is it that we get to share and learn together? So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you have any questions or thoughts or comments, make sure to drop those below. I try to respond to all the comments that I see, and I appreciate your support so much. So let's get to planning, let's keep going, and until the next video, we'll see you next time.